Okay, you're muted, Chelsea.
Yep, I'll start first. So these are the numbers. I think it's more or less the same. There was a slight improvement for every class lah. Yeah. For the sec three, these are like the good feedbacks. One student said that it was very satisfying to finally understand it, which is good because this lesson we did cardiac cycle. Yeah, so hopefully they found it
Um,
helpful lah. Yeah, and they enjoyed like the good explanations and how I answered all the questions, made sure that everyone understood before moving on.
so the sec threes, right? Do you know how many of them have already learned transport humans?
Maybe about half.
Okay.
Yep, then for the sec fours, quite yeah, routine stuff lah. Explaining clearly. I don't pressure them to answer, finishing on time, making the content easy to understand.
Hmm. When do you end class this week? Was it a bit overshoot?
I think for both classes, I ended around like 15 minutes late. But whenever I end late, like I will let them know lah. Like
Hmm.
I'll say, okay, we've already ended. If you guys don't want to stay for that Kahoot, you can go. That kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's
That's-
because of Kahoot that makes it
I think
extend.
so. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then for the not so good feedback, basically for the section and sec four, I think about the same lah. A bit too fast lor.
Okay. First.
Yeah.
Hmm. Are there people who say that it's like too slow or like they have no problem with this pace?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think? Like, should you slow down? Do you think you really like went too fast?
I think that I've been going at like a moderate pace. Not too fast, not too slow.
Okay, okay. Then yeah, there's no need to change the speed.
Yeah. Yeah, and then lastly for the crash course. So there was one last crash course that the feedback I didn't manage to go through last week, which was the inheritance one. Yeah, mostly it was just asking questions, addressing concerns, friendly, clear, smart, or explaining. Yeah. And then
Nice.
to improve on, one student said I was a bit too slow, and then yeah, they want longer sessions.
Nonsense answers. Go faster. Do you think you can go faster? I don't think so, right? Like it will be defeating the purpose of clearing their weak topic.
Yeah, I think especially for inheritance, because a lot of them are like quite new to it as of now. Because they
Alright.
either just learn or like they're halfway learning or they haven't learned yet. So I think it's fine
Mm,
if it's a bit slower.
mm. Yeah, let's remain at this pace. No problem.
Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, Melvin Stern.
For mine, generally the enjoyment has increased quite a bit, usefulness maintained, around there. And for the feedback, generally people said that it was engaging, a clear explanation, easy to understand. Yeah. Maybe the huge increase in the enjoyment levels was probably due to mainly, I think, due to the Kahoot. Yeah.
Mm, okay. Anything else that how was the I think you ended within 2 hour 5 minute, right?
Yeah, correct.
How do you pull it off?
I think mainly is this lesson, quite a lot of my students completed the homework, so I didn't need to give the extra time to work on it.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
feel that the content this week was not as much as what in the previous lessons.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I think the front part, the nervous system part, right? I was a bit too slow because I was explaining very in depth. Then I realized that okay, I'm behind time. So I think the content is okay. It's not too much. If I didn't if I wasn't that slow, I think the content would be a good amount.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, anything else? I mean, anything like your own thoughts?
Not really.
Okay. All right, then I guess this will be my turn. So I can scroll up. Yeah, thanks. I'm just trying to understand who's this person. Hmm, not that. Okay, so reminder to all of us here, what are we doing? Why are we teaching them? Is to save their grades from a horrible death in O levels. So I've said this analogy before, but it's a good to remind ourselves every now and again of like what are we doing this for? And what's our purpose? What's our mission? So we have the life boys, and we are going to throw them out to save the students who are drowning in the pool. They're drowning in the ocean. They are struggling to keep their head above water. They're flapping their arms really hard. They are working very hard, but seeing very little results. Just like a drowning person struggles and sees very little results. They barely can keep their head above water. So our job is we have the solution. They have this problem. We throw out the solution to them so that we can save as many of them as possible. Okay, so that means that we're not afraid to tell them about our solution. We're not afraid to tell them that, hey, if you really have this problem, come to our tuition. It's the best in the country for this syllabus. That one we can say with confidence because we specialize only in it. Like recently, I got a student who she is leaving us because of some like exceptional circumstances with her family, and um when yeah, so like her guardian called me, and then as I was talking to her guardian to understand the situation, it was basically like the exit interview for that student. Then the guardian said like, "Oh, I saw the amount of resources that this tuition gives," and I was like, "Wow, this is the most amount ever, from any tuition amount of resources." So the guardian, even though the guardian is not the person attending the lessons, she feels that, wow, I can see this is really exceptional. This isn't just an average tuition. So we are not afraid to tell students about our solution because it's what they need. We will throw out the live voice, as many as possible. Okay, now let me get to the how much you enjoy lesson and usefulness increase, then okay, the usefulness like around the same. Enjoyment maybe increase also because of Kahoot, yep. What I did good to continue doing, explain the meaning of the words behind the I parts. So which parts did I actually do? The meaning behind. I don't think I really did. Like sometimes I would explain that actually do you all remember any meaning of the words? Sometimes I'll explain like pellicate mesophile. It's like impale, so that's where the word came from. Did I do that for this I parts?
The
I don't
vitreous
think so.
humor.
Oh, okay, yes, yes, thank you so much. Yeah, right. So I think they like that because it helps them understand and remember the terms. Let's continue doing that. Then the Kahoot, they say it was challenging. They like it when it's hard. I think I also highlighted engaging questions for revision. Yeah, basically harder questions for revision. Okay, then we can go down to improvements. Okay, there's this one negative feedback only. The room is so bright, my eyes hurt. Wait, but this student, I feel like there's no one who is new, eh? I don't think there's any new student who came. So whoever said this is already someone who has come often for lessons. So I'm confused why they say the room light is so bright. Anyway, we can't control the light in that place. Okay, they say put more questions. Then we will overrun the lesson for sure. They said you can just put a lot of questions. I'm sure there's harder or different ones. So I guess the students want even harder questions. So I can consider that to increase the level of difficulty of questions in future years. I mean, future lessons also. Yeah, in future lessons. But as for number of questions, I think it's good. I'm not going to increase. Okay. Let's go on to the next section. after all our feedback is, how has replying students been this week? So today I got one of my students sent me uh, a work to mark. So I'll try to mark it and send it back within 1 day. Yeah, how about you guys?
For me, has been around the same.
Yeah, same for me as well.
They send any work for y'all to mark or any like test papers to mark?
Usually I'll have like a few students that send me their OEQs after class.
Mm. Mm. Is it all the OAQs they send you? Or the worksheet all?
Just some
Mm. Okay,
maybe
that's
like
good.
the ones that they're not very sure of whether they'll get the marks, then they'll send.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. Compared to if they send the whole worksheet, that's kind of unsustainable for us as a teacher. And then Melvin,
For me, I
how was
think
that?
I received some, I think I got received one question from a student who is like asking, like how does it apply to the daily lives and stuff. Like I think he was recapping nutrition in humans, if I remember correctly, and
Mm.
he was asking why do I feel
Oh,
like tired after I eat food, like
oh,
essentially food
nice.
coma. So I just
Nice.
explained, yeah. So I think he's just like thinking out of what is needed in the syllabus lah. So yeah, so I just told him that this is not in the syllabus and like this is just FYI for you to know. Yeah.
Actually, I'm a bit curious. So what's the explanation for the food coma? Increase
Um,
glucose, increase insulin, then
Basically like also because most of the blood goes to the is used to
oh yeah.
digest, then less blood is will be travel like will be in the brain, like lesser oxygen will be in the brain. So that's why you feel tired.
Oh,
Mainly that's the two essential points lah.
okay, true. The blood thing is a good explanation which they can understand. And then also there's a glucose crash.
Yeah, correct.
And that glucose crash is due to the insulin. So that's also in their syllabus to understand. Oh, nice. A possible question, I'll just type it down. Possible future question. Give me a while, I type this down. And homeostasis. And sometimes, like students, actually a lot of questions, right, that we have put in our lesson plans are from students. Like when they send the question, then they're like, oh, I don't know how to do this, can you explain? They're like, oh wow, this is quite a application, tricky slash makes them think. I'll put it in our lesson. So why food coma?
And I think another question that he asked, the same student asked, was about the mucus layer. Like what happens
Mm,
if the mucus layer is like gets thin or what happens and blah blah blah. I think that was the normal typical application question. Quite
okay.
common. Yeah.
So what about the mucus layer? Repeat what's the question like?
So he was asking like what happens if the mucus layer thins and then what happen and what
If
does it
it thin.
mean? Yeah, and what does it mean by alcohol stimulates acid secretion in the
Oh,
stomach?
good. Okay. Yeah, those are quite standard. Not
Standard,
really.
yeah.
Okay. And number three, Notion page. I'll let you check it. No really huge updates. Number four, asking questions. Is it all right for us to answer students' WhatsApp if know how to reject? Okay, you can, for sure you can. But then, right, I feel like you shouldn't let them like ask you and reply them as quickly as your regular students. If not, they'll feel like, oh wow, I'm getting for free. So I also get this, and I will reply, but I reply um more concise, shorter, and I take longer also to reply these people. And so far, I don't really get them asking for more questions. Like I guess they also feel paiseh that they're not a student. Then,
Okay.
okay, do you actually want to reject them or you want to answer?
Uh, I guess it depends on the
Is
kind
this
of question that
person
they ask.
sending too many?
this person sent one shot 3 MCQ questions. So
Oh,
I what I did was like because I also don't know like if is it okay for us to like really answer. So I was like, okay, let me just answer. But what I did was because I the question that he asked was actually one of the or rather all the three questions that he asked was questions that we went through before in DBT. So what I
mm.
did, I was like, okay, actually this one we actually went through in TPT before. Then I just screenshot that particular thing. And then I just send it to them. Just like
Oh, good. Okay.
then like in a way, like I was like, okay, if you like join us, you
Yeah.
these answers you would even be asking me because you would be like
Yeah.
able to answer
So,
them easily. Yeah,
so
so
you
that's what I
screenshot
did.
the inkings, the lesson inkings.
Correct.
Ah, good. Okay. That's very good. Because you answer them, you also don't spend so much effort to reply. And I don't think they'll blame you for giving a so-called lower effort because they're not paying anything. And I think
Mm.
they'll be happy to receive those screenshots. So that's a very good compromise solution. And yeah, I think that's good. So we can answer, just don't invest too much time and effort into answering these non-paying students.
Okay. Can.
And if it's someone who is like taking advantage, right? Some people they might spam a lot, they might ask a lot. Then you just say that I love to reply, but I have to reply my our TBT students. Yeah, I have to reply my students. So um then you can refer them to our free notes. You can refer them to free notes, you can refer them to our YouTube videos, our YouTube channel, and you can say that, you know, if I have time, I can reply, but it will be very slow and no guarantees. Yeah, I've said that before also to one of the students.
Okay. Okay. Can.
Okay, next one. Is it possible to prepare rehearse docs by Thursday morning? If things going on weekends, you want to prepare after work. I see.
Yeah.
Mm, don't know. There was one video released today. Um, so your work ends Thursday, like 9 to 5, right?
Yeah, so it's like it'll be good if like I can take the time off like after work to work on the
After 5
rehearse.
p.m. Thursday.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, I wouldn't mind. In fact, like that's what I've always been aiming for, to get it by around afternoon, late afternoon, 4
Mm,
p.m. That's what
mm,
I always will aim for, and I'll continue aiming for that. Because my week is set up in a way that Thursday is when I do the rehearse document. Yeah, so
mm.
I'll keep aiming for that.
But of course if can by like Thursday morning it will be better because sometimes like when I'm in office then like I will pre-do my work in a few days in advance. Then I'll like have some spare time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So in those spare times my colleagues don't mind if I do my own stuff because I completed the work that I'm supposed to do in advance. So
Mm,
yeah,
mm,
so sometimes I'll just use my office time to rehearse the docs. Yeah.
mm, mm. So oh, okay. I'm guessing you and Chelsea, you do this method. You get my rehearse doc in Kings, and then you already start rehearsing your own. And then you watch my lesson Friday recording, and you edit whatever you need to edit on the rehearse doc. Is that
Yeah,
what y'all
correct.
do?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
for me.
that
I'm
works.
not
That
sure what
works.
Chelsea does.
I think she does the same. I think she told me the same thing. Um, Melvin, how long does it take you for the first round? You know, before you watch my recording, how long does it take you for the rehearsing?
It depends because if there's a lot of drawings then it may take longer because I'm more neat and like a neat
Yeah.
freak lah. So generally when I write my annotations I'll write it like really nice and because
So estimate how long you take?
sometimes 3 to 4 hours.
Oh, so maybe your rehearse doc can sacrifice the neatness. I don't know, because actually I also don't want to say sacrifice. It's a good thing. Um, up to you, up to you. Because it's just a rehearse, right? You are the one seeing it, not your students. It's the inkings that matter more.
Because sometimes, like for example, like a labeling of the iPads, for example, right? So what I do in lesson is that once my annotations, I feel it very neat already, then I will have some underlines. So what I'll do is that I will like blank out the stuff, and the moment I teach in lesson, I don't need to redraw the stuff again. So I can show you, okay, I'll give you all 30 seconds. This is the things that you all can try, and later I'll ask. Then okay, straight away I can just write down the stuffs needed. I don't need to redraw some of the stuffs again. Can save some time lah.
Okay. I don't mind how you rehearse. You can rehearse it in your way. You I'm sure that you are also considering what's the trade-off. Like if I try to be neater and have all these things, I will need to
Yeah,
spend more
correct.
time. And I
Yeah,
know you must be feeling that the trade-off is worth it. That's why you're spending the time. So I'm good with that. And
yeah.
as for Thursday morning, I can't do it. I actually yeah, I can't release it by Thursday morning, just based on
Okay.
how my week is set up.
Okay. If
Wednesdays are
it's
actually kind of a off day for me. I think I've told you all before. So that's why if I were to, try to do it by Wednesday night so that Thursday morning can come out, not possible.
okay, if it's by Thursday afternoon, like after
Yeah,
lunch, is that
after
more
lunch.
possible?
Again, cannot guarantee. I think what I can guarantee is Thursday around 4 p.m. plus. That's when I can make it come out each time.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And then as for the YouTube shorts, Instagram shorts, I will plan whatever I feel is relevant, whatever shorts that content that isn't too repetitive from recent posts that we've posted. And yeah, we have a schedule already. We have a schedule.
Okay, can. Good. I think it would be good if you can have a balance of like my and Chelsea's ones as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
So now is it like there's a lot of Chelsea's ones?
I feel like there's a lot of yours.
A lot of mine.
Yeah,
Okay. Makes sense, because last time we made a lot of mine.
correct,
And so we
correct.
want to reuse the ones because they're good. We don't want to throw them away, you know. We want to reuse
Yeah,
them. In fact, each year we can reuse them because the next year it's not like people go like, you posted that one last year. No one will care. No one will even remember. So
yeah.
that's why we reuse it. Yeah, and I'm good with it being like that. So I'm not gonna purposely throw them out.